inside of here, let's try to make a bit different things. So what can we do is, one second. Maybe this is better. Okay, here, let's go to here. We can do the, remember, when maybe we want to do the, when we click somewhere, we want to generate some cubes where we're going to clicking, because this is going to be idea, basic idea of the what we're going to later. So let's create another script. I'm going to name this one is just ray scripting. No, no, sorry, lay casting. Lay casting. Uh, I'm going to tell you about what is raycasting idea later, but for now, let's just do this. And here, so at the same time, let's create the empty object and change name this name to raycasting as well. And get to reset your new object. And let's attach raycasting script to here. Now you don't see anything over here, but the yeah, what we're going to do something in our raycasting script. So what we're going to do is like maybe we'd like to pop up one cube when we play the Unity. So uh, let's do this. Not just game object, maybe. So public game object. Just thinking about which name is better. Maybe I'll say um, spawn object. I'm always thinking about what kind of name is. So in here, you will see the public. Public means if you save this one, you will directly see the changes in the raycasting over here. You will see the spawn object and spawn object, and this here is empty, and then it says game object. So I just created a public variable which is game object, and then named spawn object. So it doesn't need to be spawn object. The name itself is always up to. I also can say just game object, the Hanjun object. It doesn't matter. But anyway, so and the public make you see the your variable in outside of inside of the Unity, outside of the script. So if you change this to private, for example, so basically there is a public and private. Public is you can take care about your data inside of the Unity, and your private you always can take care about your data inside of the only your script. So if I change to private and save it, you don't see the data handling components inside of your inspector. So now we'd like to handling in the inside of the Unity, so we just use the public game object, and the inside of the start we can do the instantiate. Instantiate is like make a spawning object. So it's going to instantiating, it's going to spawning the object inside of the Unity. So instantiate, and this is like always same, which is first you need spawn object, you need the game object. So we'd like to instantiating this object in the location of new location, oops, new location and new course, you will see the error because we didn't define these things. So to instantiating object, first, you need a location and you need the angle. So you need the here you need a position and you need rotation. Well, maybe it's better to say the new position. So we need a new position and the angle of the object. So what is the position? Here we can create the vector 3. Vector 3 is taking care about the position always. Here is new this one, new position. We can name it our new position. Here is equal to, because we're just creating new vector, new position. So we're just going to create vector 3, new vector 3, and which is 0, comma 0, comma, let's say 3 or 2, doesn't matter. And now we need a rotation. Here is this is just about unity things. So well, we are not saying going to say rotation, new rotation. Here is Quatonian. Quatonian is taking care about the rotation. So Quatonian new rotation go to Quatonian dot identity. This means it doesn't have any rotation. It's just the rotation is going to be staying 0, 0, 0. So for now, it doesn't have any error, right? So let's save this one. And inside the raycasting, we didn't decide which object we're going to spawn, we're going to instantiating. So to make that, let's try to instantiate one cube. Because cube is always the most simple things. And let's bring this one to 0, 0, 0 over here. And maybe let's give them a bit different color. So inside of the offset, inside of the project folder, I'm going to create a new folder, which is materials. Now we're going to take about the different materials. And in here, let's go to the create material, and it says new material. And maybe I'm going to create um, no blue material. And if you click this one, you will see the inspector over here. There's albedo. Albedo is usually taking about the color, and of course, and there's a different functions, but you don't need to take about. You don't need to think about it for now. And here albedo, let's give them color blue. And how to use your color is it's exactly the same as just scripting. So just simply drag and drop to your cube. And maybe just to avoid confusion, rather than just cube, I would say spawning cube. And then you figure out that the color is a bit different from the this because it doesn't generating the writing in correct way for now. So for example, again, you don't need to follow this one. If you just create the cube, it is kind of yellow, but actually it has a white material over here, right? So let's try to create the writing here. I mean, if you don't see this tab, go to the window, and I think it was in here, rendering, lighting settings. If you click this one, you will see this window, and then I just put it here, just beside of the inspector. you go to this, it says baked global, it just turn off the baked global illumination and turn on the real-time global illumination. Just click auto generate. Now you will see the yeah, a bit better color, right? So let's use this one. We don't need this white cube, so let's delete this one. And spawning cube, how are we going to use this one? We need to use prefabs, which is here is, I mean, of course you can just put this one into here, but maybe like you don't want to create everything, every single different object in, you don't want to taking care about, sorry. Mm, So let's create the new folder, which is prefab. So prefab is like a component in vinyl or like in SketchUp as well. So this is kind of making blocks. So if you just bring this one to your prefab, which means actually inside of the your project panel, this is changed to prefab. Prefab, so which means if every time when you bring this to here to hierarchy, it's going to create the everything in the same with the same data of this. So for example, if you make a rotate, and then after that, if you bring this to here, you will see rotated cube, right? So now let's do the 0, and we're going to delete this. So now you don't have any cube inside of your scene. And you click the latest thing here. Let's drag and drop to here. And of course, you always can just add by searching here as well. So now we're going to spawn this spawning cube, the location of here. So if you play this one here. So if you click this one, you will see it is positioning 0, 0, 2. And yeah, so now we already, yeah, started a bit more proper script, right? So let's try to do the some ray casting. What is ray casting? Is maybe I think yeah here ray casting is okay. Well, I mean, forget about the background. I'm going to just simply take. So imagine this is your monitor screen, and like inside the behind, and then this is kind of a section. So you will see from here, this is you, and this is monitor screen, and here is just some like a virtual ground. So if you click Raycast is idea of, for example, if you shoot something, if you click here, and then it's going to create some ray and then cast on the some virtual space. Like if the ground is here, it's going to touch this here, and then or if your ground is something like I don't know maybe here, then it's going to touch this part. And so we need to figure out the where we're going to touch, and then the like every time when you're clicking, well, it's going to yeah find the location of the positioning by using the raycast idea. So let's try to do it. And yep, here we're going to do it inside of the update. And this is always actually same. So I mean, this is just like it's rather than explain one by one. Actually, it's just try to follow this one, and then try to just you kind of remember it. I mean, I'm also kind of remember this one. memorize this one here. So camera dot main, which is we're going to use the camera main camera, and then if you here we're going to use this screen pointer array, and which is, and then we're going to use the input of mouse position. And the when it hits, when Lakers hit something, when it Lakers hit something, we're going to call it hit. So, and we're going to create if if state, and if physics. So if it is using the array cast, physics lay cast, if it's using the array cast, it's going to use this this one ray, and it's going to hit, it's going out to hit point, and it's do some, it's going to do something. And then we also said that we're going to use the mouse position. So if, and same things what we've done before, if get mouse button, get mouse button here down. Get mouse button down means actually when it the button is downing, and so it's better to use the down if you want to quick response. Down, open the blanket, and type 0. 0 means left mouse button. And if you want to use the right mouse button, that you can put 1. 1 means right mouse button, and 2 means the wheel, the middle mouse button. So now we're going to use just 0, which is left mouse button. And when you click the left mouse button, uh, we want to create this, right? So we don't need to start anymore here. So we can delete this. I just copy and paste the all of these ideas. But for now, uh, even though you click something, I mean, it's not going to find the location of the raycast position, right? So if I save this one, here spawning queue, if you play this, and you'll see nothing actually, because it doesn't hit anywhere. First, it doesn't hit anywhere because it is just like I told you, these are just background, and there is nothing to touch. So let's create some. Let's create a plane. Let's call this ground. This is going to be ground, and let's scale up a bit, just 2 by 2, so it's easier to. But you don't see the our plane inside of the game view, right? So we need to change our main camera. So to change main camera easily, just get the position inside of your scene, and then just click the main camera, then Control Shift F. Then your game view is going to be changed like this. Control Shift F is aligning the object to your screen. So yeah, so you will see easily, you will get the easily your convenient view over here. So if I click this one, I mean run this one, and if I just click inside of the game, now it hits the plane, so it generated cube. But however, like I said, we didn't give any position, so it always going to generate 0, 0, 2. Every time I click the plane, it creates to here. You will see the it is creating something, but only in the same position. So we need to get the position of that. It's easy actually. In here, rather than 0, comma 0, comma 0, hit that point dot x. So now we get the x location, and it's actually same idea. Hit that point dot y, hit that point dot z. So now we have the same location. I mean, we're going to get the location from the mouse clicking. So if you want to know this one, we also can do this debug dot log new position. So now it's going to print a new position every time when I clicking. So here, let's save this one. You run it every time when you click something somewhere, it's going to show the location of the location of the object, and it's going to generate the going to generate the new cubes like this anywhere like this. And the maybe you also want to maybe control the position. For example, here I'm going to create some cylinder. Let's bring it to here. Just want to make it a bit thicker. And in the material, just to see easily, I to give them a gray material. And I just Control D, I just duplicate it. Maybe positioning something like this. And then what I want to do is I only want to generate my new cube uh, up like to the to cylinder, not on the ground, only up to the cube. I mean the cylinder. So how are we going to do it? So first, let's create some layer because we're going to handling by layer here. What I've done is I just click the cylinder and here layer and add layer. I'll say just I'll say just column. Then select these two, the cylinder, and just select the column. Now these layers are column. So and then inside of our script here, let's create the public layer mask. So input mask. And here, where is it? In the physics that lake has, first of all, we need to get the distance of what we're going to use. So if it is too far, it's not going to recognize something like that. But and we're going to control it later. But inside of here, we don't know the distance actually. So we're just going to map infinity, which means actually it doesn't matter about the distance. And here also is mask. So it's going to handling the mask. So only if the latest hit this this layer mask, it's going to generate this. So let's save this. You go to the ray casting. Now you will see this one, cursor input mask. So click this one. Of course, you can just click the nothing, everything, and either column. So by choosing the column, now it's going to generate the cube only up to the cylinders. So if I run this one, when I click the plane, it doesn't do anything. But when I click the cylinder, it's going to create something. And now I cannot create the new cube up to cube because our cube is not a column layer. If you want to do it, first you can go to the prefab and changing our spawning cube to just column. And then now you can just yeah like this as well. And now, if you see here, this our hierarchy is going to generate like a spawning cube like this in ugly way. So maybe you want to avoid this, right? Maybe you want to organize this one. How to do it? It's kind of very simple as well. So when you instancing the object, and then maybe you'd like to name it as well, right? For example, for now, is every cube is just like the spawning cube and clone, and it doesn't have any name, so it's kind of difficult to figure out which cube is which. So we can also give them the different names. How can we do this? Is let's create the some private game object. We're going to handle this data only inside of this script. So private game object. Let's call it new object. And then here, new object is this actually. So it's going to instantiate spawn object, but it's going to be new object. And here, comma is, let's say, this transform. So this is going to be the parents of this one. So I'll tell you soon. And again here, new object dot name equal to, can say, let's say just spawning. Well, we can just say cube underbar and plus new object position. So now the name of the cube is going to show the position of the new object, and then it's going to generate the under the this transform, which is what is this transform is because we attach this script to here raycasting. So this is going to be the parents of the all the new cubes. And I play this one, you see that the every cube is generating under the raycasting, and then all of them has a name right now. It shows the location of the cube, and these are children's of children, children of lake casting. So in the under the at the Unity, we call these children, and we call this is parent. So this is because this is important because when we taking care about the data under the scripting, we also need to call them like the children, child, parents, something like that. So this is important to understand this idea as well. And by using these ideas, we can do some differential growth as well. So let's save this one. Maybe now, oh, we also can put this ground and slider under the ray casting. And let's turn off the ray casting. I'm going to save my scene. Save as scene. You can say Unity Basic. We also can just yeah turn off the my first script because we are not using this one for now. Oops. All right.